Hi folks, welcome to the Fortnight vlog 14. This one's going to be kind of a combo between the coffee tracks that I do and a Fortnight vlog. I don't have as much real-time footage for you guys, but I figured I'd just drop in, say hi, give a little update of what's been going on through the past month actually, because 2 weeks ago, instead of one of these vlogs, I did the live concert on YouTube, which was super fun, I'll talk about. But yeah, just wanted to kind of just say hi and give a little bit of tidbits. So got my journal here, got some notes, and I haven't been recording a lot in real time at the gigs because I just haven't been up for it. I just haven't been in the mind space to want to record, and I've been taking this last long while, but more focused in the last few weeks, time for myself, for my mental health, for personal growth and development, exploration. And I also realized that I hit my 1-year anniversary since I started therapy. Up until a year ago, I'd never been to therapy. And this last year has been so much, I've gained so much knowledge. I've learned about so many things in regards to mental health and my own mental health and my own things I have experienced and need to work through and all that. So yeah, it's just been a lot of listening to podcasts, listening to YouTube videos, going to therapy, thinking deeply about what my root things are, and then trying things out to improve my life as a whole. I've mentioned this before, I have a lot of anxiety, I struggle with OCD, and I have depressive days and things like that, so trying to figure out how to not feel those things, because you're gonna feel those things. It's important to feel what you need to feel, but how to live a more less turbulent life, maybe is a good way to put it. How to feel more calm, or how to be able to ground myself when I am feeling anxious, and how to not let like an OCD thought train take me along for a ride, how to, kind of just ground myself in those moments. So it's a lot of work. It's still a work in progress, but that's kind of where my focus has been at, and taking care of myself. I feel like I don't know if you could call it burnout. I suspect it is burnout. Just through the course of my life, I've gone really hard for a long time, and I think I have this little voice in my head that tells me when I take a break, or even if I just relax and watch some TV, or if it's not quote unquote productive, I feel guilty. So trying to combat that thought in my brain with being like, no, you deserve time to yourself. It's important. It's good for you. And I think taking it easier and not like adding on more things, like just doing what I need to do and not that and more, just doing enough to get by essentially is what I'm doing right now, to kind of give myself some time to have space and reset. So yeah, it's interesting. It's harder, it's easier said than done to not feel that way towards yourself, like you need to do more or be more. But I feel like there's so many messages online and in life, just from people around you too, the culture we have, that it's, you need to be productive and you need to accomplish things, and your accomplishments are equal to your worth and all of this. And I've been questioning those ideals, maybe is the right word, questioning those ways of being, and trying to look at it more of the way of like, you, not to be, cliche, but YOLO. You only live once. That's a true phrase, even if the phrase is a little, you only live once. Everyone has one life to live. And why does that life have to be productive? I think, obviously I have a lot of goals. You guys know that. I have a lot of ambitions and dreams, and all of that is wonderful. But just this feeling of like, if you don't pursue those things all the time, then you're not good enough. I'm trying to work on that. Like, the only thing I really need to do every day is exist, and that's enough. As long as I'm existing and I'm getting through life, the rest is up to me. It's up to my choice of how I want to live it and what I want to do. Yeah, and again, these are all my thoughts. So to each his own. Obviously I'm not a therapist, not a doctor, but this is what I've been thinking on, you know, just trying to appreciate the moments I have, appreciate the days I have, and not essentially ruin those days or taint those moments with the thoughts of you're not good enough, you need to do more, you know, all these wonderful things happened today, but this, and this didn't happen. Like, it should just be all these wonderful things happen today. You can also see the things you want to work on, that's important too, but giving credit and full due to the things that, you know, are good in life, and appreciating those things and just enjoying them. So yeah, I've been reflecting a lot. If you can't tell, that's just a snippet of it. Yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, to explain like where I've been at, and also to encourage you maybe to just slow down a little bit. I know there's this trend right now called slow living, and I'm not one to, you know, like, trends come and go, but the idea of slow living, of just, you know, doing things in a slower way, instead of multitasking, there's this concept of single tasking where you just do one thing rather than taking a shower and listening to a podcast. You just take the shower, or you just listen to the podcast. It's easier said than done, for real. I am not great at it, but when I do that, I feel like, sorry, big truck. I do feel like it can create some clarity of mind, it just kind of slows down your mind. So if you're someone who's prone to like anxious thoughts and a lot of mental chatter, or monkey chatter as my grandma calls it, you know, the slow living single action kind of method might be a good thing to try. Just doing one thing at a time and really trying to be mindful while you do that one thing, really thinking about the 5 senses while you do that one thing. I really struggle with this, and I think a lot of people with some degree of mental health, you know, issues struggle with staying in the moment, especially if you're prone to anxiety. But I think it's really helpful, and you know what, it can't hurt. At the very least, it can't hurt, I don't think. I mean, you're just slowing down and appreciating the moment you have. I don't see anything wrong in that. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Enough about the deep talk, although I do love deep talk. I also want to talk about some music stuff that's happened. You know, you guys know I play at Autumn Ridge Residences. That's the retirement home that a gentleman named Marion let me borrow the records a few weeks back, and I played there a couple weeks ago. And I was talking to one of the workers there, and she was like, hey, do you want to borrow our wagon to take your gear out to your car? And I was like, oh, that'd be great. So she shows me the wagon, and she goes, you know what, actually, you can just take this. Like, you can just have it. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, you can just have it. I have another one, and, you know, you can just keep it. And it was so sweet, because I have been needing a wagon. I've been like, I need to buy one for months, and I was going to buy one. Actually, coming up, I have a gig that I have 30 minutes between, excluding driving, I have 30 minutes to break down one place and set up at another place, which is really tight. Normally it takes me about 30 minutes for setup and breakdown, so I'm going to be like on double time, and I was like, without this wagon, I couldn't have done it. So I was already gonna buy one, but I don't have to, so that was so sweet. I've been using it. It is so nice. I can fit all of my gear into the wagon, one trip, guitar in one hand, wagon in the other hand. I love it. It even has like a spot for my cups, because I always am like bringing a coffee, and I like to bring ones in ceramic mugs because I don't like the taste of plastic. I can taste it if my cup has a plastic lid. And so having the cup holder is just so great. So that was so generous, and I was just floored. I was floored by that. Yeah, I had a YouTube concert, which if you guys tuned in live, thank you so much. That was really fun. I had a great time, like, talking with you all in real time. I mean, I'm here on YouTube where I chit chat at a screen, and then you guys comment, and I love the comments and talking to you guys and hearing, and your thoughts, or even, you know, further interacting through back and forth comments. It's great. But the real-time aspect of it was so fun. It was fun to do a concert from my house, like in my comfy clothes on my couch. Yeah, I was weirdly nervous before it, honestly, which is so funny because I play all the time and I'm in my own home, but I think I was just worried about the setup of YouTube Live, not letting anything go wrong, and you know, just wanting to do a good job talking. It's weird when there's no applause between songs. That was kind of strange. But yeah, it was a good time. And I mentioned this in the video, and you can still go watch it if you're interested. The YouTube Live concert's still up and will be up. But I mentioned I want to do a all original YouTube Live concert, so keep your eyes out for that. I'm gonna be setting that up at some point, but I definitely want to do that. And I was kind of, today I just hit me like, I think September is the 1 year anniversary of the monthly song challenge that I set for myself, where every month I write a song. And I thought it might be really fun to do a live concert for the 1 year of that, and maybe just do all 12 songs throughout the year. It'd be kind of a cool, put a little bow on that experiment. And I might carry it forward, I'm not sure yet, but you know, it might be kind of neat, like the full year. So that's what I'm thinking right now. But that was pretty fun. I had a gig. I had lots of gigs, don't get me wrong. I had lots of gigs, but there was a couple I wanted to talk about. I had a gig at Sneaky's Bar and Burger Joint, and you guys know I love that place. I'm actually going to be back there on August 7th, so I'm excited to go back. My boyfriend got to come to this one, and it's really far. It's in Edwardsville, so it's quite a drive for us, over an hour. But he was on a Friday, so he was able to come with me because I've been talking this place up, and I just love the idea of him coming. Sneaky's is so sweet that they give me a meal and the drinks are on the house while I'm there. So I had my boyfriend come, and it was nice just to have like a night out together, kind of. I mean, I was working and playing, but on breaks it was like we were at a bar, and it was very fun. And okay, so I got my burger. This was the first burger I got there, and I was trying to remember what it was called so I could order again. It's called the Uncle Phil. And if you ever go to Sneaky's Bar and Burger Joint in Edwardsville, Illinois, get the Uncle Phil. It's like mac and cheese and red hot riblets on a burger patty, and the burger patties are... And I think it's my favorite burger. Period. Favorite burger. I think so. Every time I eat it, I'm just like, wow, these burgers are so good. And usually I'm a vegetable girl. I'm a lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles here and there on a burger. But no, this one is just like meat and mac and cheese, and it is so good. So I'm saying it now, favorite burger. I said that to my friends, they were like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I think I am. Something could take it, but for now. I had some gig fails that I want to tell you guys about. Not a total fail, but I played at Mount Pleasant Estates this last weekend, and they were great. But the thing was, it was super hot. We've been going through a heat wave here in the St. Louis area. It was super hot, and also they had these sweat bees everywhere. I mean, they were crawling all over everything.
And the sweat bees must be like a fluke seasonal thing, because I've played there many times before and this has never happened there. And I've also played other venues where now and then will be a bunch of sweat bees.
I went on break, they were still crawling on me, crawling over my guitar case, my stool, crawling on me while I was singing, which I've dealt with before, but it's really hard to sing when you have little bugs crawling on your arms. And it's hot, so obviously I'm wearing like a short sleeve dress, you know, and so they're just on my arms tickling me. Oh my god, it was driving me insane. Luckily I had my wagon with me, so I piled it all in the wagon and they followed me down to my car, which is like pretty far away from where I was singing, still all over my gear, and I'm trying to put them in the car, but I guess the hotness of the car made them disperse, because I don't think I had any end up in my car, which was amazing. Because my fear was that there was going to be sweat bees in the car, and then as I was trying to drive home, they were still gonna be crawling on me. I wouldn't have escaped for an hour. So, yeah, that was crazy. There wasn't really anybody outside because it was so hot, but mostly I think because of the sweat bees. I had a gentleman tell me that him and his wife were really enjoying the music, but he wasn't gonna stay because he couldn't deal with the bees, I think is what he said. Maybe the heat too, but he couldn't deal with the bees. And I was like, I understand. They did offer for me to play inside, but when they offered it, I was already set up. So I was like, well, I'm already set up, I'll just go with it. But then in hindsight, I don't know, maybe I should have, because my God, the bees. So that was, I want to tell you guys about when the things don't go great too, you know, because it's not always, rainbows and sunshine. Sometimes things don't go great like any other job. And then on Tuesday, which was yesterday, I went out for the day. I had therapy in the morning, and I scheduled therapy for that day because I knew I would be going out for Fairmont. And after therapy, I killed some time. I went to a cafe, read my book, which was really nice. It's called Maypop Garden Cafe. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's like a greenhouse, but also a cafe. It's like my dream world. I just want to live there. And so I like killed a little bit of time and then drove to Fairmont, which is a decent drive. And when I pulled into the parking lot, the lot was like a third full of what it normally is, if not less. And I was like, wow, what is going on? Like, is it open? And then I was like, yeah, it's open. Got in my car, kind of forgot about it, walked in. The lady who normally like lets you in, the employee side, wasn't even paying any attention, which I thought was weird, but I guess I'm putting things together. Then I walked into where I clocked in, walked to the winner's circle. There's nobody, like there's hardly anyone inside the building, there's no one outside, and that's really weird. Like, there were some people, like I saw a regular guy I always see, but it was really, it was like a ghost town. I'm like, what is happening? Then I'm waiting to sing, but then notice that the camera guy's not there, the mic's not there, and I'm like, the big screen's off. And I'm like, is it the wrong day? Is it Tuesday? Like I'm like looking at the calendar, like, did I come on a Wednesday or something? And no, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, but they canceled the races, and unfortunately nobody told me about it. So I showed up for no reason, which it truly sucked. But yeah, apparently they posted on Saturday that there wasn't going to be any races, but I don't keep up with like every social media thing, so I didn't know that. So I guess in the future I'm going to be checking my phone to see if they cancel. I think it's just because of the change in ownership. I guess the new owners don't do this, but the old ones sent out like a group text to all of the workers if something was canceled or changed, and I didn't know that the new people didn't do that. So yeah, that was an actual fail. I showed up for a gig and nothing happened. I got dressed up and nothing happened. I even warmed up a little in my car for nothing. So that was what it was. What else is going on? Yeah, I'm working on my original for tomorrow, so tune in tomorrow for this month's original, and I am behind again. I have been procrastinating writing these originals lately, but I was sitting down to write notes for this video and got hit with inspiration all of a sudden and kind of jotted down some lyrics. I think I have, and then I wrote a little melody for it, so I think I have like 2/3 of the song done already, so yay. But it will be up tomorrow. Check it out. I think I'm gonna call it Human, and yeah, tell me what you think when you hear it. Also, my music, you know, several months ago, I guess like early spring, maybe a little bit before spring, I was really worried about my income for this year, worried about the projections because the gigs that I had a lot of people that I used to work with that weren't hiring musicians anymore, and the gigs weren't rolling in. It was looking really thin for a minute. but I, over time, have been adding more and more gigs, and now I'm happy to say that my projections for this year, finances wise, look like it might be my highest earning year of being a full-time musician. So that's great. That's great news, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So that is always a good thing to share. Yeah, in general, I've been taking it slow. I've been reading in my book between sets at gigs, and I think that's helping me kind of just decompress for like a 10 minutes between the sets and kind of reset mentally in a way, and like do something for me and turn off my social brain. So that's been really nice. I'm trying to mentally acknowledge like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, some of that as my weekend, because I work weekends, so it's really easy to just feel like you need to work every day because other people are working Monday through Friday and then you're working the weekend. So during Monday through Friday you feel like people are working, I should be working. And again, I'm working on trying not to feel like I need to be working all the time and being okay with that. So trying to take it easier on these weekdays, and you know, that's been nice when I can do it. I've been doing more solo things for myself. I took myself on a little date last Tuesday, to a place called Dough Depot, which is in Kimmswick, Missouri. And I'd never been there before. I was looking for like a cafe, where I was at the time. I was looking for like a cafe, and I found this place and was like, I'll check it out. I loved it there. The atmosphere was so cozy and homey, and it felt like old school, but in the best way. They had like train decor, and so it's Dough Depot. When you walk in, there's like little things you can shop, like a little mini boutique, which is fun. And then if you go further, it's a restaurant. I got a pretzel because I'm a pretzel girl, and a scoop of ice cream. I got cookie dough, and I got a single scoop, and they brought me, it was 2 scoops. It was like 2 giant scoops in a sugar cone. So that was awesome. And I took my book and I read, and I was in the coziest little corner, and it was just really nice to have that time. And I think taking yourself on like solo excursions or solo dates is really good for you. It's essentially building independence, building, you know, self-trust, and also you're telling yourself that you're important. You know, you do things all the time for other people where you're, you know, taking care of them, buying them stuff, listening to them, saying nice things to them, etc., etc. And all that is wonderful, but like it's easier to just let yourself get mixed in the shuffle and, you know, ignored. So taking that time, essentially you saying to yourself, you're important enough for me to invest a little bit of money, a little bit of time to go out to a restaurant and, you know, get a pretzel. So yeah, would highly recommend the solo date, and I would do it at Dough Depot because that place was awesome. Yeah, and then so last thing I want to talk about, I have 2 markets this week for my art business on the side. I'm really excited, and I have been last night. Okay, we have wonderful neighbors. Our neighbors are so sweet. They helped us with a tree stump to like chop it up. The neighbor knew a guy, and they came over and helped. And then also the other day they just brought over cucumbers because they had extra that they grew, and they were like, you're welcome to come over anytime and just get some out of the garden, we have too many. And I just am always like, wow, they're so sweet. And so I wanted to do something for them, and so me and my boyfriend were talking about what we could do, and decided to get a vase and buy them some flowers. So I went to Goodwill the other day and I bought this vase, but when I bought it, it was just like a sky blue here. But last night I painted it kind of like a swirly blue and white mix, and then I made these little white flowers on it, which is my boyfriend's idea to do something, because I just originally had the blue, and he's like, why don't you add something on it? And I love the white flowers. It was a great addition. So yeah, I got this vase. I really like to buy things secondhand when I can, Makes my voice sound weird. Because it's better for the environment. There's a lot of waste, and I like the idea of like giving an item a second life and upcycling it. So yeah, I really like how it came out. We're gonna go buy some flowers for it and give it to them as a gift to essentially say thank you for being so awesome and sweet. And then I also found these like wooden planks at Goodwill. They were like $2.50. So it looks like this. I'm gonna reveal in a second. It has a hook on the front. So it's just like a wall hanger. But I painted this little flower design, and I'm gonna sell this at the market. I have a market tomorrow on Thursday and one on Saturday. So yeah, that was fun. And also I have been commissioned to make 9 like watercolor ink 5x7s of different buildings around the DeSoto, Missouri area. They're commissioning me to make those to give to the homeowners of this publication, but then they're also going to put my art in the publication. It's like a tour, I guess, kind of thing of DeSoto, and so these are 9 buildings they're showcasing. So that is so cool. I am being commissioned to be in a publication. I'm really excited about that. So the art stuff's been good, and I feel like it's another way to let your creativity explore and ground yourself, you know, to do some things you're excited about and feel creative with, and you know, just that you have that like, oh, I want to go do it. That's a great feeling to follow. If you're feeling itchy to go do something, like, just go do it. So yeah, I think that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this kind of coffee chat Fortnite vlog. Again, this is the 14th, so if you liked this and you want to hear just some ramblings from a friend, musician friend, feel free to check out the playlist of all the other Fortnite vlogs. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely comment. I love to chat with you guys in the comments, and I will catch you in the next one. Stay cool, guys.